All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to Average Takes.
Welcome back.
Week 18 is done, officially done. Gonzo, goodbye. Regular season is over. Trevor, last episode was
We
all
were
about
alive,
you.
and
It was all about the Shenny parlay, the Shenny secret special. Where
And it
we
would have hit if it wasn't for those goddamn meddling fucking kids.
goddamn Jets. So here we are.
I wish I would have remembered that they had 40 straight possessions of not scoring a touchdown.
Okay, before we get into it, let me play the music and we'll get to Shenny's why he's wearing Padre gear already. All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to Average Takes. We're knee deep in the playoffs. For
Knee
those
deep,
of you,
we're like
knee deep. We
pinky
haven't
deep.
even started yet.
yeah, we're knee deep. This is playoffs now. As soon as you're in, you're knee deep.
We're touching the water barely.
No, as soon as you're in, you're knee deep. You're in the playoffs, baby. It's the playoffs.
It just goes right now. Right?
For those of you listening and not watching, our fellow co-host friend Trevor Shenafield is in all San Diego Padres gear. And
Tell
we're
us why.
not talking about baseball at all.
Tell us why, Shane.
It's baseball season. I get to see one team come off a deep playoff push, and then now I'm ready for the other team to start it up. Another deep playoff push. So that's how it goes.
So let's get into so not even that long ago, we were talking about a lot of special things that needed to happen. So you needed the Steelers to win to get in. Steelers defeat the Browns 28-14. Have a
slaughtering
game.
slaughtering.
Deshaun has no idea how to play football still, and the Steelers showed out. Kenny Pickett finished what ended up being a really solid rookie year on a high note. A lot of W's to finish off the season. Me and Trevor were rambling at each other before the podcast started. There was a point where you guys were 4-8, and I was telling you, what the hell are you even thinking of playoffs for? And you were very close. You did what you could have done to get there at the end of the day.
We did all we could do.
But
we did all we could do.
At the end of the day, yes. I mean, not
you didn't do enough to control your own destiny.
Obviously, not the entire season. You didn't do enough, but
yeah,
at the points where we were, you did what you could have.
I wouldn't have expected this team to make the playoffs anyways. So them getting in the spot where they possibly could have made the playoffs, that was just icing on the cake. The schedule we had as the Steelers, Steeler Nation, the gauntlet, that 6-week gauntlet we had to go through, and then we come out and we went 5 straight to end the year, and we're 9-8. Mike Tomlin still never a losing season in his whole life. That's fucking called greatness. That's called good coaching, and that's how good teams.
I'll agree with you. He's a good coach. Are we happy with Kenny Pickett's rookie year?
From my recent memory, yes. The last 5 weeks were amazing.
I mean, yeah, you have no.
He had like 3 game-winning drives.
Yes,
2-minute drives. That's what you want to see in a young quarterback, because it's that first time you do it that makes yourself realize I can actually do this shit. Then all the pressure's off once you do it once. So
do we feel like the Steelers went for Kenny a little too late in the season or too early in the season, or what do we do? Throw Mitch out there? I mean,
so Mitch won us a couple ball games this year. Towards the end of the year, obviously the decision to switch to Kenny was the right choice, and that's why that the people making those decisions are in that position to make that decision, and other people are talking about it on a podcast. But Mitch, I think he's done. His career's done. He's a good backup now, and that's what will be the rest of his career. Kenny, when we drafted him, I don't think the Steelers are an organization where they just kind of just throw out rookies. Yes, they did that with Big Ben, but Big Ben was one of a kind for the Steelers. Kenny, slow start, coming off of training camp. Mitch looked good in training camp. Retrade Claypool, for what happens to be the first pick of the second round.
Yeah,
Absolute
that was a
steal.
great
Great.
decision there.
Because
Yeah.
Claypool fucking sucked in Chicago.
Claypool stinks. I need to burn his jersey. I can't believe I bought one.
Can't believe you on that and more.
Yeah, but I'm satisfied. I'll say we got a B minus. I would give us a B minus on the year for my grade of the team. It very well could have been a C though, but the last 5 weeks got us into a great position.
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely surprised that you guys didn't fire your offensive coordinator today. I could tell you that much. With all the firings we saw go down.
He
What's
will.
his name?
He
Matt
will be fired.
Canada?
Yeah,
Is that
he'll
his
be
name?
fired. Yeah, Matt Canada. He sucks. He'll be
I
fired.
can't. Yeah, I was very surprised because that seems like that was the worst part of your guys' team was the offensive playbook every time.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't help Mitch at all. It didn't help Kenny until the very end. And I mean, yeah,
You had to figure out it was win or go home.
yeah, it was win or go home, and it was literally like your defense saves you a lot. And I know
Yeah,
that
and
your guys'
we can.
defensive coordinators are not defensive coordinator, but Brian Flores is going to be stolen this offseason. He's already has a couple interviews.
We'll keep him.
But there's still some question marks for you guys. Like offensive wise, are you gonna go get a star? Like you know,
We're gonna get Taylor Lewan.
Is there? I mean, yeah, love Taylor.
That would be.
But is there like if you look at the Steelers offense, there's no star.
So I personally see one in George Pickens, if I'm being realistic.
I'm on the same page with you there. I definitely see a star in the upcoming, but would a DeAndre Hopkins interest you any to kind of mold George Pickens? Because George Pickens is a good, solid ass wide receiver, and I could see him being a star, but I think you need to go after, because I'm already hearing the Cardinals want to shed some cap. Steelers got a kind of a young offense.
So obviously that would be
a move that interests you at all, Trevor?
Obviously, with the way that I run programs and stuff, that's something I would do. But honestly, I believe he's gonna go to the Patriots. If I'm being honest,
I did see the clip of him and Belichick talking, and I do my business, and
but Mike Tomlin has a lot of respect though in that
he's a very player's
perspective.
coach.
Yeah,
very. They talk about it across the league. He's one of the brothers with his players. Like the players absolutely love him. I think that is a move. Like, yes, Patriots make total sense because of the tape, the little clip that we saw, but that is something that interests me because you guys cleared a lot of the wide receivers out. I mean, what's his name? Deontay Johnson or whatever.
Yeah,
Deontay Johnson. Yeah.
Deontay Johnson. Sorry, guys, doo-doo. Overhyped because he is truly very bad. I drafted him in fantasy, so I watched him with a keen eye this year. Very bad. Like when we're forcing throws to a rookie wide receiver, when you have someone who's supposed to be a vet and understand the offense and the playbook and who's been there a while, you trade Claypool, he should step up even more. I'm not a fan of him at all. After drafting him and watching him all year,
it's just annoying because like first 2 years
talent. He has all the talent.
But his first 2 years, drops were an issue, and then last year he dropped the ball the least in the whole NFL for wide receivers. And then now this year he's dropping everything again. No touchdowns the whole year, not even one game over 100 yards. I know the quarterback carousel was struggling and the play calls suck, but like you still see guys like Brandon Cooks on the Texans getting 100 yards in the game. You still see guys
get touches and numbers
in bad situations. Yes. So I don't know. He's a little bit selfish too in his head. Where
I think that's a trade you could make though. You could swap both of them, and I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to move some numbers and GM. You got to throw some picks and shit in there. I know there's a lot more NFL stuff behind that, but I like that move though. If I want to make the Steelers a playoff team next year, that's a move I make because that's a move you're away. You're a wide receiver, a good ass wide receiver away because your number one played like a number 10 this year. And that's embarrassing to say because that's the reason you don't make playoffs. I mean, you don't win enough games in the end of the day. It's because your best wide receiver had no touchdowns this year.
Yeah. And if they're going to ride with Kenny, then yes, obviously get him weapons because you see recent years.
Get me a
Eagles
vet weapon, a top 10 wide receiver day in and day out of this league.
Eagles trade for AJ Brown, and they are the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Boom. Yeah.
Raiders trade for Devontae Adams and are the number 3 overall pick.
I mean, he still had 1,500 yards and 14 touchdowns for Devontae Adams. So, I mean, the Raiders they were on a lot of wrong sides of one score game.
He led the league in yards, didn't he?
No.
But I also think a trade that there's other wide receivers that I think the Steelers have their eye on. They're not the type of team to really make blockbuster like moves like that, but
I mean, you went and traded for Minka. That was a blockbuster.
Well, I mean, you have to. He's the best safety in the league, so
and he wanted out.
You have to. Yeah.
Dolphins are stupid for that one.
Yeah.
But all right, enough of Steelers talk. I mean, I hate to burst your bubble and like talk down on you. But sometimes you got to do it to me for 3 years, so it's finally my turn to do it to you. You got the rookie. It's what happens. You got turnover rookie quarterbacks. It's a young guy. Now every offseason I'm gonna yell at you saying Kenny Pickett's never made the playoffs.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. You can totally do that, but
the tables have turned.
I've seen
made the playoffs, and now yours didn't. So
I've seen my ex-quarterback hold up 2 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah, it wasn't yours at the time. I don't even want to get in that argument right now, though. So, all right, we could get into more games. The Titans lose to the Jags, and you weren't a fan then, so we don't have to get in the argument because we'll destroy you on the topic.
You're wearing a Chargers jersey then.
Yeah, so Titans, Jags.
I never have done that.
Okay. We don't have to get into this because you don't want it on the podcast. This podcast knows you as a Steelers fan.
Everybody who's watching this knows you're a Chargers. You were a Chargers fan.
You can keep your representation.
No.
Okay, whatever. You spent more years as a Charger fan than a Steelers fan, though. So.
Nope. I have memory loss. I don't remember my childhood.
Oh, High school? High school was not a child. Okay, we don't have to get into this argument. Let me get into the next games because you're delusional.
No, it's okay. It's fine. I know this has to do with my quarterback rankings, but it's okay.
This has nothing to do with your quarterback rankings. Those quarterback rankings
were god awful.
Were what they were. I mean, the comments explained them for you.
Yep.
Let me get into the rest of these games because these set up playoff matches. Titans lose to the Jags, in which was a win and get in for either team. Titans could have made the playoffs. Jags could have made the playoffs.
And the only one that showed up.
I didn't realize how hurt Tannehill was, I guess, because I didn't see him not playing this game. And then Malik didn't play this game. They went Josh Dobbs for back-to-back games in a row.
Wild.
Yeah, he's a great backup quarterback.
Out of nowhere, he played really well. I mean, as good as you can.
He was behind a good quarterback before. Wow.
But Derrick Henry, man, I feel like he wanted this. He was stiff arming his way, bullying his way. But I mean, Derrick Henry, you can't do it by yourself, buddy.
I don't think Derrick Henry's
he's old. He's old now.
No, he's not.
This season
old.
Kind of.
They need to get rid of him.
Really, that's what I'm on that boat. I would trade Derrick Henry for as much as you can this offseason and find the Titans.
Yep.
You lose the playoffs for the first time in a while. You have really no gel anymore because Tannehill's going to be gone because you have Malik now. I mean, your offense was really bad. They traded AJ Brown for basically a rookie wide receiver. Really wasn't that good. Burks
barely played.
Well, he was hurt a little bit, but really wasn't that good. I mean, their GM gets fired, so we're gonna see a new GM in there, or maybe the guy who filled his role.
The
the
they're gonna cut
yeah,
Taylor Lewan.
Taylor Lewan. I mean, he said it in a podcast on
2 ACL tears in 2 years. He's probably gone.
ACLs in 3 years.
Yeah.
So yeah,
he's worth 15 million, 14 million. So
it's definitely going to be a lot of new faces over there in Tennessee. I think you see this offseason, if Tennessee's smart, they trade Derrick Henry for absolutely every asset they can imaginably get. Because just like the Panthers did, Panthers traded CMC, got a little bit better, and you get like juice for it,
Yeah.
One player turns into 6 guys.
Yep.
Or 6 picks that turn into 6 guys, or you could move with it any way you want. But if I'm a GM coming in on the Titans, my move would be shed some of the older cap, obviously, like the Lewan, the Tannehill, and then we move on to younger guys. I just think that's what you have to do for the Titans. But screw the Titans, Jaguars. This young, new Jaguars team.
Jagging off.
Wins last year. Fire their coach, Urban Meyer. Then they hired Doug Peterson, Super Bowl winning head coach with the Eagles in the past. He leads this Jaguars to the playoffs.
A divisional champ.
Yeah, divisional champ. And someone said for years to come, because the rest of that division has no nucleus, no back, like
Texans will improve next year.
That whole division, it's trash except the
when
Jags.
They get Bryce Young. I think the Texans will be good. I guess the Bears. I guess the Bears maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, you never know, because the Texans beat the Colts, lose out on the first round pick.
I forgot about that.
First round or first overall pick. I mean, not first round pick. But the Texans beat the fucking Colts. So we'll talk about the Jags next episode. This is the last time we go to talk about the Texans and the Colts. So I'll talk about this one because it's better anyway, better story.
No.
Yes, we'll talk about the Jaguars next pod.
The Jags are a better story, though. The Jags are a better story.
This is a great story because I have a point I want to bring up. Texans were supposed to get the first overall pick. They come in, they beat the Colts, lose out on the first overall pick. They win 32-31. The coach gets fired immediately. Lovie Smith gets fired immediately. Was that a fireable offense?
No, he was already fired before the game. That's why he did that.
Lovie Smith knew what he was going into. He knew that he was fired.
Yes, 100%.
So they hired him just to give him 1 year?
1 year, yeah. 100%.
Anything other than 1 year?
I think before the game, they told him, we're not doing anything anymore. This is it. Last game. We're done
because
after the year.
If he's the head coach next year, obviously he wants to lose. He's not going for 2 and fucking trying to win this game if he's here next year.
And I think he wants to go out with a win.
Well, he after the game, because they didn't fire him immediately, but after the game, then this press conference, he said, I just plan this like any other game. We plan to win every game.
Yeah, you have to. Because now he's going to get another job, and that's the last thing they saw. He goes for 2 when his team has the number 1 overall pick on the line. So,
yeah, I mean, if they were to tell him that he's not coming back after the game, yeah, I could see him wanting to, but I don't think they did that. I just think this is a fireable offense for losing this game. I mean, for losing the pick, winning the game, losing the pick. I know it's weird talking about this fucking situation.
So you think they fired him after? Didn't you?
I think you lose the first overall pick and you go, is this guy an idiot?
Yeah.
This guy has no idea what the fuck this team needs, obviously, because we need to have the first overall pick to build this team. Because when you have the first overall pick, you hold everything. A team's
what are they?
The boatload for them. What
are they right now? It's 2?
Yeah, they're gonna be 2.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is now the Bears have this option where they could take the best player available, or they're gonna flip it to whatever team wants a quarterback the most, and whatever team is sold the highest. Because if the goddamn Colts like Bryce Young, they can move from 4 to 1.
That's what I was saying. Texans possibly could trade up 1 to get Bryce Young, but
they might have to. If the Texans want Bryce Young that bad, they might have to jump up because someone else is.
Yeah.
Because I know the Bears are smarter than what everyone thinks because they just ran themselves into gold. Because it's not too many times when you have a quarterback who everyone likes and then everyone else is a step down, and then a team that doesn't want a quarterback in that first overall. Because a lot of the time teams want quarterbacks. The last couple of years when a quarterback is 1-1, there's a team who wants him. Yeah. So I don't know. I think
it would be
if I'm a GM,
funny,
this is a fireable offense to me.
Yeah,
your first year,
I agree with you.
You were still iffy to me. Maybe I'm considering bringing you back. The last game, you pull this stunt where we're locked in 1-1. You're going for 2 all buddy.
You're
what did we talk about before the game? It was to stay healthy, get these boys to the off season. Take the loss like you should.
No, I really believe they told him, hey, this is your last game.
I feel like that would make most sense for him, like his thought process, for his sake. But I mean, for the Texans' sake, I mean, yeah, I definitely would agree with Bob.
But
I'd definitely fire my head coach if he fucked me over the first round.
From the Bears' perspective, though, they could draft Bryce Young, I guess, and just say fuck you to everyone else. We have 2 such stud quarterbacks, but most likely they would obviously trade.
Yeah, they're not going to because they have a lot. So the Bears have a lot of needs as well. We've talked about them for weeks on end. They have a lot of
ones who can do the Devontae Adams trade or the AJ Brown trade or whatever. They need a big wide receiver.
I think they need to turn this 1-1. I think they need to turn the 1-1 into 4 picks or 5 picks.
Yeah, I agree.
And have a top 5 pick still, or a top 6 pick. I don't think they take one guy 1-1 because another part
they take one. They take a person.
You traded the second round pick. Yeah. So that is basically another first round pick because the Dolphins didn't get a first round pick, or they got their first round stripped. So there's only 31 selections in the first round. So now they traded their second round pick. The Steelers have the 32nd pick in the draft in the second round. So it's basically a first round pick.
Basically.
So if I'm the Bears, I take that 1-1 and trade back and get 5 picks, and hopefully I get another one in the second round to make up for me getting rid of or trading for Claypool. You traded for a 3rd round wide receiver and gave him a 1st round pick as well. It's not, that's fucking up. But I'm very excited for the draft as well. I mean, I don't know it's only playoffs that we're talking about.
Stetson Bennett, dog.
Probably a 3rd rounder, honestly.
That was the worst fucking national championship game I've ever watched in my life.
I knew it was the worst when after the 5th dogs that I texted, nobody was responding. Not any of my group chats.
You're fucking ignorant, obnoxious motherfucker kept sending dogs, pissing me off. I almost threw my phone at the wall.
Holy.
I'm an idiot, and I
didn't even watch the game. Fell asleep.
Plus 13.5.
Georgia is an absolute unit, and I loved them all year. I have loved them all year, and I knew this was going to be a slaughtering.
This is why I don't like college football as much as the NFL, and until they expand the playoffs. Until I get a 12-team playoff, because that game was boring.
TCU should have
if we get a 12-team playoff, we could have something like this again.
No, there's no way TCU makes it that deep in a 12-team playoff. There's no way they pull off those string of wins.
I don't know, maybe.
I thought Michigan was really good, and then I really went back and realized they had 2 pick sixes, and the Michigan turned over the ball on the goal line.
No, Georgia was just literally a tier above everybody this year. Ohio State played them well for a game, but they were really a tier above everybody. And almost every game you watch.
Yeah.
They beat teams by double digits week in and week out.
I mean, 14-0, what can you say? Beat
Yes,
everybody.
I love the Stetson Bennett story. The
Back to
walk on JUCO back to Georgia, back to back Natty champ. Like, come on.
He's 25 though. Don't we get tired of this?
Hell nah.
Year 7 of college, Trevor.
He's a champion.
I think if you count every year you've been in college, I think it's 7 as well.
I think if you
He's
play
a
7 years,
champion.
7 years in college and you don't win the Natty, you don't even deserve to go to the NFL.
Well, how many have won 2 back to back?
He's 25.
A lot of people dip set.
He's older than half the fucking quarterbacks in the league.
Yes, and that is a fact, Roman. He is
Yes, I
older
know.
All
than
that says to me is he's NFL
multiple
ready.
playoff quarterbacks.
NFL ready.
We hope.
Where's this guy's fucking passport?
Or is he just thrown to
What do
the
you mean
best?
passport?
Where's his
Or is he just thrown to the best athletes in the nation? Like we talk about every Ohio State and Alabama quarterback there's ever been.
You're right.
Because that's
Matt Stafford was
the
pretty good
teams.
quarterback.
Those were the team. Yeah, Matt Stafford wasn't on this team though. Just because he played at Georgia 20 years ago, Trevor, that correlates 0 in this instance. I'm just saying in the last decade, the great teams that have done the Alabama teams that went back to back and all that, it's because the 52 other guys are fucking phenomenal. The quarterback's just mid. Like who's the last like Alabama Ohio State quarterback who was awesome?
Tua.
Was he
Joe
awesome?
Burrow.
Joe Burrow had it was a 1-year greatness. LSU was never the same.
Yeah, I guess.
But I'm just saying these destiny like
Jalen Hurts, Tua.
Yeah,
like, those are the last 2 I would say are dynasty quarterbacks. I would not put Mac Jones in that conversation yet.
No, and Jalen Hurts transferred out and was better with Oklahoma, so I don't even think of him as the Alabama guy.
He did go to 2 straight national championships.
Yeah.
3 straight, probably.
Yeah, and I still don't see Tua as great yet. He hasn't played a full season in the NFL.
And he already has 3 concussions under his belt. I mean,
yeah, like he's played, I think 7 games or 8 games this year and 9 games last year, 10 games last year. And half of his wins last year, Fitzpatrick came in and finished him off or started the game. So I'm not putting Tua in the great yet, but every time I think of Alabama and all those guys, I think of like the AJ McCarrons and the Ohio State's freaking Cordell, Braxton Burmeister or Braxton.
Whoa! Don't give him that much.
Braxton Miller. I don't know. They've had a lot of guys. College isn't my forte though. I'm just throwing names at you now.
So you think
I just don't
is Johnny Manziel-esque in the NFL?
No, not Johnny Manziel-esque.
Yes.
Johnny Manziel was a partier and didn't put in the effort to play football. I just don't think Stetson Bennett is as good as I think he's like AJ McCarron. Everyone thought AJ was going to be great. It was the surrounding talents. It was Alshon Jeffrey.
I think he's the Baker Mayfield. I'd say that.
Could be Baker Mayfield-esque.
You can't say he's terrible, but you can't say he's good either. I mean, he's just a quarterback
we'll see through the draft process and everything. But when I was like reading stuff on him, they were all saying like 3rd round and stuff. He's not supposed to be a talent like 1st round with all these other guys.
No, but that's why he has a dog in him.
I don't know. I think it's just surrounding cast that makes him look good.
Yeah, I guess these takes will live to see another day.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
I can't wait till college expands playoffs though, because playoffs are boring. Other than that, games are.
I'm glad this game happened though, because for that reason.
Yeah, me too.
Your national championship game should never be 65-7.
No.
In a playoff with you have the 4 best teams in the nation, and that's the biggest gap between the 1 team and the 4 team.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, right.
That was the biggest gap
right.
in competition history.
Insane. But Alabama
versus Georgia right there would have been a fantastic game.
I feel like that's what the Natty has been though. The past like 5 years, it's been like a deficit of like 28 between the teams. Like it's never a close
Not
game.
a
It's like
50.
by 2 touchdowns.
That's how college is though. That's how really college is. Like every 4 years, every
What
3
makes it-
years, there's that one team that has all those guys built around them, and that they make a run. And we'll look back. We're
I
gonna
don't
look
know.
back in 10 years, and that Georgia team, and it's gonna name all these NFL studs, bro. I watch.
Well, yeah, I mean there's
That back,
half of them got drafted last year. Half of them are going to
Yeah.
get drafted this year.
that back to back, it's gonna be crazy.
Oh yeah, because like you look at Alabama's run of all in Ohio State, the fucking league was taken over by those two colleges for a minute. Like the first round was crazy. Now it is a lot of Georgia. Georgia's been taken over the last couple of years. But we'll see with the transfer portal and everything. And
And they didn't even get one transfer guy last year. I don't know if you know that. They didn't get one guy from the transfer portal last year.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe when they throw stats like that. Like, where were you recruiting your guys from?
Straight from high school.
That's
They
from
are
high school?
just that deep. They are just deep in JUCO.
And that's a transfer. JUCO's transfer. Boom, done. Told you. I just told you. I don't believe.
JUCO is not the transfer portal.
That is a transfer though.
Not a transfer portal.
It's a transfer.
Not a transfer portal.
Those
Was
guys
not at a
could've
D1.
came from college.
Was not from a
to JUCO
D1 to a
another.
D1. Not a
They
D1
could've-
to a D1.
It's basically all
JUCO
the same.
is not
Transfer.
D1 to D1.
It could have went from a D1 to JUCO to another D1. That happens a lot. Like
That
fucking
happens a lot, but that's
win-
not a transfer portal.
Yeah.
Will we see
You're-
Colorado at the
You're a
Natty?
JUCO transfer.
Do we see Colorado? Not until college expands
Not until 4 more years, guy. Come on, Dion needs a recruiting class.
or transfer portal.
What if he does it first year?
He won't. Dion's
Good.
not that good. Not that good.
He has gotten so many transfer portal people already.
Ain't
A lot of
no
guys-
And he brought his
way.
back from
I think
Jackson.
Alabama's
brought,
running
like,
back
5
transferred
players
there.
from Jackson State.
Ain't no way Colorado competes with USC next year.
We'll
ain't
see.
no
We'll
way.
see. I'm gonna dig this video up next year. When
Ain't no
we
way.
do it.
I'm telling you right now. Ain't no
I
way.
think they do.
I think they might, bro.
I think they do. I don't think Dion
might.
lets his program look stupid.
Yeah.
I think they compete at a very high level next year.
I hope they're like the
One quick turnaround because they already have crazy transfers.
I hope they're like
Alabama's
TCU.
running back, like a
They
lot
got
of
Travis Hunter
Yeah,
No,
play last
yeah.
year.
He
Yeah.
officially committed,
Yeah.
transferred.
I didn't see
I
that.
saw that on ESPN today.
Oh yeah.
ESPN
Oh, yeah.
posted that because there's a lot of people transferring.
Colorado in the CFB or CFP next year.
Go Buffs.
Oh,
We'll
now let's go Bucks. You said ain't no fucking way 2 seconds ago.
They are not gonna make it to the Natty.
See, I don't take college that serious, but until we get some expanded playoffs, it's boring to me.
Well, it's not gonna happen for 2
None
more
of the
years.
bowl games matter. Like none of that shit really matters, except for like 2 weekends of college football. That sucks. So hopefully they could take over. Like a whole month of December would be lit of fucking, instead of March Madness, we get December football and it's all college playoffs. Fucking
That'd be
12
lit.
teams. Yeah, would be lit. And then you would actually
they
see,
need to
like,
move it.
true-
They need to
true
move it.
winners.
They need to move it. Saturday night. Ship. Saturday night Natty.
Yeah, the Monday night game's weird because college it's always on Saturdays. Monday night sucks. Like, I don't know. I could go on and on about college football. Let's get back into these teams barely missing playoffs. The next team, the Patriots. Oh, baby, the Patriots.
Oh baby.
Shinny in his parlay needed the Patriots to lose. The Bills, all they had to do was come in, beat the Patriots. Was a close game for a little bit,
A little bit.
but Bills ended up defeating the Patriots 35-23.
Do you think the opening kickoff was in the script?
In the script, that was God given.
NFL
God-given?
script writers
I
had
think
fucking.
that was NFL script writers
had
Bill
that
Belichick.
fire, that heat
Bill
pen.
Belichick will give you 100K if you let them run it back.
That was God given, man.
Zach Moss had two. This is
Naheem Hines.
Naheem Hines traded for each other.
They
I
do
always
wear the
screw
same
that up.
number though, which pisses me off.
And wear the same. Yeah, that's stupid.
Like the first one was scripted, the second one was on accident.
No, he's
Second
just
one's
God given.
We were gonna do the same thing again, right?
Yeah, right.
What?
Replay, right? Replay.
God given. That was awesome. A good moment.
It was.
Remember when you could back in like Madden 09 when you could like rewind play?
Yes, yeah.
Like I didn't want that to happen. Fuck. Like that just
wanted to go
feels
left.
like for me. Yeah, that I don't know. NFL script writers were just. I mean, shout out to DeMar Hamlin. Get transferred back to Buffalo, doing a whole lot better. So prayers up. Shout out. Bills won this game for him. We basically knew that one was going to happen, though.
That was probably the only game we had 100% for sure.
Well, and then Cheney had the Steelers beating the Browns. Then to end that parlay, Trevor, you needed the goddamn Jets.
Jets.
To go into old Miami, defeat the Dolphins without Tua, without Teddy Bridgewater, Skylar Thompson. Who the fuck knows who that is? You had Joe Flacco taking on Skylar Thompson for your Steelers playoff hopes, Shenny. What was going through your head watching the Jets versus Dolphins game?
Please score. Please.
The Jets fucking suck. That was the first thing that went through my head. And the next thing was, I'm really going to get fucked by the Jets. They're not going to win this game. Then the third thought was, please miss a kick, please miss a kick, please miss a kick. And then no one missed a fucking kick. And then they get a safety at the end. And the Jets just suck. I have to admit it. I knew I couldn't trust them when I saw after their loss that they hadn't scored a touchdown in like 30-something straight possessions. So that was like a full month of games. It was something weird like that. And just heartbreaking. Heartbreaking because the Dolphins are going to go into Buffalo and get absolutely slaughtered. The Steelers would have at least put up a battle. And the NFL knew that, and that's why they didn't want them to make playoffs, because like maybe I'll agree with Roman. It was scripted. Buffalo's gonna get an easy route to the Super Bowl. They're gonna play
Bet the house
Dolphins, then they're gonna play the Jags, and then they're gonna play the fucking Bengals.
Whoa.
And we're gonna shut you up there. Dolphins defeat the Jets. This game was terrible, boring, horrible, and I can't believe that it was on my damn red zone screen a lot of the time. Joe Flacco, 149 yards passing. Great job. Fucking no touchdowns, no interceptions. Jets, no touchdowns at all. I mean, Garrett Wilson looks fucking like a stud. I think the Jets are going to go into this offseason really focus on a quarterback, whether that be Lamar or taking up the scraps of Tua or something of those situation, but who knows?
Chase Daniel.
Fuck. Take him if you want. But the Jets definitely, I mean, they missed out on the playoffs. They go 7-10 on the year. They have a lot better of a season than I actually really thought they were going to have.
100%, yep.
And their quarterback situation stinks. I mean, you got Mike White. After that, who knows really? I mean, he was the only one who kind of showed anything this year. But I think next year we don't see any three of those guys on the roster and we see a new face. Yeah, like I said, whether that be Lamar, who I think they should go pay the money. Your New York, they want to see you spend a big dollar. That's what I do.
Yeah, and their defense is looking pretty good.
Young defense is good.
Sauce Gardner, Quinnen Williams.
Is a stud. Quinnen is very good, but I believe he's going into his last year, or it's a free agent. Yeah, I think he's going into his fifth year.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, he's been in the league for 5 years already.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. I feel like he just got drafted 2 years ago.
But I like the Jets nucleus. I mean, Garrett Wilson, Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, and then they had some good running backs. What the hell happened to the man they traded for?
James Robinson was the cut for the last 4 games of the year because if he got over a certain amount of yards, they had to
I
pay him
forgot.
more. And then Brees Hall tore his Achilles or something like that. And then Michael Carter just can be a number one, I guess.
Kind of fell off a little bit.
Fell off. No quarterback.
I forgot we talked about him being only a couple yards away from his bonus, and they were like, "Oh, $250,000, can't let that escape the books."
Yeah.
Rather sat him all year instead of making playoffs, where I know ticket sales would have made them a whole lot of money. But whatever. I hate when teams play like that, but cool. Dolphins end up taking that game. So now the Dolphins sit in a weird spot. They made playoffs, but Tua's still hurt on concussion protocol, and Teddy Bridgewater broke his pinky. Doesn't seem like he's going to play a football game again. Who knows?
You think they signed Philip Rivers?
I don't know why they didn't sign someone a while ago when Tua went down, because this is his third concussion. I don't really expect him to play again.
He signed Ryan Fitzpatrick for playoffs only.
I would go try to make a move because I don't like Skylar Thompson.
Anybody but Skylar Thompson. Actually, I don't know if I would want Philip either. 3 years out.
I mean, at this point, no, because you're
What if you signed Drew Brees?
a couple days away from the playoffs.
Brees got struck by lightning. I don't know if I do that.
Well, you got duped. You got duped too. You're Darren Rovell.
Yep.
Rovell.
But it could be one and done for the Dolphins. They might just lose to the Bills Sunday and be out of there. So
that's what they should
100%.
do. That's the smartest. They shouldn't even made playoffs at that point. They
I'm
don't even make playoffs.
I'm betting the house on
That's what Vegas wants you to do. So
yep.
There's no shot the Miami Dolphins win this game. No fucking shot.
Miami.
Third time they're playing each other. Be careful. Tua is gonna be a surprise start. Be careful.
We saw the Seahawks beat the Rams, and what was so interesting about this game is that kind of set up the Lions and Packers for Sunday Night Madness. Seahawks beat the Rams, so they were in as long as the Packers did not win Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
Since the Seahawks won, that means the Lions could not have won, or could not have gone to playoffs, excuse me. So the Lions were basically playing to keep the Packers out of the playoffs. That was it.
If we can't go, you can't go mentality is what they had.
And it was for who had a better season record-wise, because they were both had 8-8 wins.
Yep.
Yeah, if the Packers won, they were in. Aaron Rodgers, 39, going to go play for a Super Bowl, maybe get out of there after. Get out of the league, who knows? But nope. Bad boy Lions, Dan Campbell and the kneecappers did it again. The Lions won 9 fucking games this year?
Wild.
Did you know that
that's fucking unreal.
Geno Smith set the record for all-time passing yards in a season for Seahawks?
Yes, sir. I saw that.
Yeah, broke Russell's record.
Fuck you, Russ.
Yeah. In 1 year. 1 year he played for this team.
1 year more passing yards, and guess what? Does someone give an MVP vote?
Geno Smith?
Geno Smith?
Just to fuck with Russ, because Russ doesn't have any MVP votes in his whole career. Geno 1 year breaks a record. Someone gives him one vote. Just to fuck with Russ a little bit? No?
I would love that.
You guys aren't on my page?
They aren't. I don't think the NFL voters are like the MLB voters. So.
He's comeback player of the year for sure, but
CMC probably got that.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Don't make me.
But the Packers lose. Aaron loses.
Jared Goff has thrown 324 consecutive passes without an interception.
Jared Goff has taken this Lions team and actually made it a team.
Hey, man, QB fits a system. It really works out for you, I feel like.
I think they had to do a little bit of tweaking for him, but yeah, he fits it.
Well, I mean, they had Matt Stafford back there before, so I mean, it couldn't be too much of tweaking. You know, they're still same talent QB, but
Hey,
I feel
sometimes
like,
it don't always line up.
yeah.
Sometimes they
Hey,
don't always line up.
Question for you, Bob. After the Lions win 9 games, should Dan Campbell be fired?
no, hell no.
Hey,
Dan
that
Campbell is
take
the
of
life
mine,
of this team.
that take of mine should be crumbled up and thrown away because after they had lost like 3 in a row, they won like 6 of their last 7. So unreal. No,
Do you think he
should be-
earned himself an extension?
Absolutely.
honestly, yeah, probably earned himself a nice paycheck, a bonus at least. Because if they weren't in the situation like the Steelers where they had to win and then someone had to also lose, they make playoffs. So they won. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. But the Lions have some questions. Jamal Williams is a free agent this offseason. He scored 17 touchdowns this year.
Re-sign him.
Broke
You
Barry
have to
Sanders'
re-sign
record.
him, but I think it's going to be a pretty penny.
Do they
You
have
I think
also
he's
have
gone. I
DeAndre
think he's gone.
Swift.
DeAndre Swift gone?
I think
No.
Swift is gone.
Swift gone.
Swift's a free agent?
No, I think they have to trade Swift.
Oh, I'm just saying, running backs are so expendable in this league. I think you keep whoever's cheaper and then just draft another dude.
Well, Jamal was relatively cheap when they brought him in the first time, so I don't know how expensive he's going to be because
He's
they
gonna be
literally
LeGarrette.
used him in 1-yard scenarios.
Yeah, he's gonna be a LeGarrette Blunt type running back the rest of his career.
Yeah, but I'm saying I would trade DeAndre Swift just because this overall season, it seemed like the games they won, he did shitty. Like the last they win fucking Sunday, he had 6 carries, 25 yards. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. They had 3 wins in a row. He had like 20 yards combined in 3 games. I think he is a really, really, really good running back. But I don't think this team is a running team.
Yep.
Jared Goff has to throw the ball to all 10 of his fucking awesome wide receivers they have.
Yeah.
That's why I think you want your cheapest running backs.
So that's why I just trade Swift. I go and get some more help somewhere else. They need defensive help out the ass because they had the worst defense in the league, but they have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Josh Reynolds, DJ Chark, Jameson fucking Williams. And it seems like they breed these fucking big ass white dude tight ends.
Hawkinson?
Like Hawkinson. He's
Hawkinson's gone.
But
oh yeah, who's there now?
I don't know. They have some
Jared Goff.
Guys. I don't know who they're damn.
They have a good tight end, don't
I
they?
think it's Dan Campbell.
They have 3 tight ends on their roster they use quite frequently now. So I don't know.
I ain't never heard of one of them.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think that's an asset you could trade away. You bring back fucking Jamal Williams, and then trade DeAndre Swift. That's easy for me.
How old is Jamal Williams?
Well, this is his second team. He started off on the Packers.
So he's 5 years in the league.
27.
How old is DeAndre Swift? 25, 24?
Probably 24, 23 as of right now. He's young. But I think that's an asset he's really good, so you would have to be okay with getting rid of a good overall running back, but they have places where they need to upgrade.
They've at least drafted well, where Aiden Hutchinson is pretty fucking good.
Well, their last draft was really well because Jameson Williams, I know he missed a lot of time because of his ACL surgery, but he's going to be good. Hutch, like you said, Shinny, was really good. And then they got a diamond in the rough, another pass rusher
Malcolm Rodriguez.
No, not the linebacker,
That's a
Malcolm
linebacker.
Rodriguez.
Yeah.
They have a Houston, James Houston. They really like this guy.
The Chiefs, right?
He came out of nowhere for maybe
That's
that's
Justin Houston.
He came from Kansas, no?
That's Justin Houston.
Oh,
who
Justin.
is the guy I'm thinking about? I was just talking to Richie about him.
The safety who had 3 picks.
No. He's a rookie outside linebacker, defensive end. Who was really good for them. I don't know. I'll try to think of it. You guys can go ahead, keep talking.
Aiden Hutchinson?
No, later round pick. I don't know, but I like did you see what Panay said when they asked him if he felt bad about pancaking people?
Imagine
No.
He said, "Oh, I'm 22. Those are grown ass men."
not. Of course, I don't feel bad. What the heck?
He was throwing them around though.
Good offensive line, though.
I don't know. Lions still have a lot of holes to fill. I think a lot of things went right for them this year, and they need to build on that. But Seahawks make the playoffs because Geno Smith didn't write back.
Yeah, I think I was right with James Houston.
They can make a run.
James Houston had 8 sacks this year for them. He was a rookie, and they got him, I think, late in the draft.
What college?
Jackson State.
Jackson State. Oh shit.
And he only played in 7 games and had 8 sacks.
Deion Sanders, you baby.
So yeah, I was correct. That's who I was thinking.
Good.
James Houston. I know there's some more games we want to talk about.
We talk about
the Broncos winning, or
Commanders smacking the Cowboys. But I mean,
none of those games really matter. You guys both threw out games that didn't matter. Chargers coach is stupid for playing the Chargers into the third quarter. Mike Will injury could affect them Sunday, and that would suck ass. But Broncos win in a game that doesn't matter at all.
I don't even know how they won.
Commanders, same thing. They win a game that does not matter at all. I mean, a lot of Week 18 games didn't really matter. Vikings destroy the Bears. I mean, a lot of these teams played their starters because they wanted the first overall or the first round bye in the playoffs. But that goes to the Chiefs and the Eagles. They both get the first round byes. They won. That's all they had to do. Bengals beat the Ravens, so we don't see the coin flip like we were talking about in the last episode. That really didn't make any sense.
Love the celebration, though.
The coin flip celebration. Everyone's saying he's going to get fined for that, but who gives a rap?
He will. 25-cent performance.
Okay, what if it's tails?
Fine.
Heads, 25 cents. Tails, 25 million.
No deal.
No deal? All right. Yeah, the rest of the games didn't really matter. I'm really excited for playoffs. Really excited for playoffs. There were some coaches who got fired, though. We haven't talked about it too much. Oh, think about it too much.
Lovie Smith out of there. Already talked about that one.
Yeah, we talked about Lovie Smith getting fired because he lost the first overall pick. The Cardinals fire Cliff Kingsbury. Something we talked about not even too long ago because I had it on my last page of notes. This was someone who I expected to get fired all year long because the Cardinals were just an abomination. And it kind of sucks it sucks because Kyler tears his ACL, so you can't blame a lot of it on Cliff, but he was never really good. He got fired upward, which is a weird saying, but he got fired in college for not being successful head coach and got hired to an NFL team. So really weird.
So where's he go from now? Getting fired.
Probably somebody's offensive coordinator.
XFL.
Alabama's offensive coordinator, maybe. That type of stuff happens. I don't know. But who would you guys like to see as their next head coach? Cardinals head
Brian
coach.
Flores. Brian Flores.
Brian Flores.
Yes, sir.
Won't happen.
I like that, but I don't know. I like that because they have a lot of young defensive guys, and I think that would be a sick defense, a real sick defense with Brian Flores over there.
Nice.
I think they do the. I mean, I don't know if they would, but I would hope the 49ers defensive coordinator.
D'Amico Ryan. I could definitely see that one. I could see
But
D'Amico.
I don't know if interdivision guys I don't know if that happens often.
I don't know if they'll approve it is a thing because you still have to get approval to talk to anybody. And with the 49ers being in playoffs,
And I
I
saw the Rams
doubt it.
defensive coordinator Raheem Morris getting a lot of interviews.
Well, speaking about the Rams, I heard from a little bird that Sean McVay might be retiring.
What?
And a sense of retiring as walking away, as i.e. Sean Payton did, stepping away for a couple years.
And then coming back.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of just trying to get out of your contract, make the NFL forget about you, and then come back. But yeah, I don't know. They were saying he was kind of thinking about it last year when everyone was, but then they all agreed upon coming back for another round. But I don't know. That would be kind of a crazy situation if he stepped away because he came in as the youngest coach and he would step away as still the youngest coach. That's kind of crazy. Win a Super Bowl and walk away, and you're still the youngest coach in the league.
Yeah, I mean, guys just aren't built like Bill Belichick anymore.
No, because Bill Belichick said he's coming back
Again?
I don't think
Yeah.
he's ever took a year of vacation.
Absolutely not.
No,
He won't
do your job.
8 years.
Do your job.
I mean, maybe that's why he has 6 Super Bowl rings.
Period.
Exclamation point.
Weird.
Other coaches that were fired. I mean, a couple offensive coordinators, a couple defensive coordinators. Colts offensive coordinator, Commanders offensive coordinator, Browns defensive coordinator. Cardinals GM is not going to return. And then there's teams like the Panthers who still need a head coach. The Colts need a head coach. We don't know if Jeff Saturday will be back.
Frank Wright got fired, the OC, right?
Frank Wright.
He got fired last year.
I think he was fired last year.
Maybe he was the one they fired mid-season, actually.
Oh, Frank Wright is their head coach's name.
I think that's who it
Was
was.
their head coach's name? Yeah, makes sense. I don't know. We're average for a reason. Titans fired their offensive coordinator.
Ken Wisenhunt?
That was a couple years ago as well. Yep, we're average for a reason. But yeah, that was I think most of the firings that we had gotten to.
Was that a joke on me? Sure.
Yeah,
I mean, he was just the first name that popped in my head. Titans OC, I think Ken Wisenhunt for some reason.
I mean, he was there for a couple years.
I don't
But
know
yeah,
why.
next podcast we'll be talking about the wild card round, NFL wild card round. But for now, week 18's a wrap.
Go Padres.
Do you have a week 18 top 18 before I get out of here?
Week 18 top 18, huh? I'm gonna fire through it.
I totally forgot about it until now, but I'll give you mine right now. Chiefs, Bills, 49ers, Eagles, Bengals, Cowboys, Chargers, Vikings, Jags, Lions, Ravens, Giants, Seahawks, Dolphins, Bucks, Packers, Steelers, Patriots. 18 teams, 18 weeks. Thank you. Come again. Do you guys have a dark horse to win Super Bowl?
Chargers.
No, a
to
dark
win
horse.
The Super
Kenny,
Bowl.
Roman, not your
Dark horse
favorite
is-
team.
The least to make it.
A dark horse, yeah, like the in the shadows.
The Tampa Bay
Yeah,
Buccaneers.
Chargers are in the shadows. Nobody else but me thinks that they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Okay, all right, come on. You know that's not true. You guys are a big social media team. Come on. You think you're the only person thinking the Chargers are gonna win the Super Bowl?
Chargers have a
Come on.
shot.
That's a dark horse, though.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the darkest horse in this whole entire playoffs.
I agree because everyone's been sleeping on them. I'm gonna go 49ers because I think
They're
everyone's
the 2 seed.
Yeah, I think that's a dark
I'm
horse.
going to go Vikings.
Oh, fucking Mr.
I
Irrelevant.
think
quarterback.
everybody's counting them out.
Yeah, a quarterback who has 5 starts under his belt was the last pick in the draft. That's a dark horse of a team.
Brock Purdy, you're right.
I feel bad about them, and I know Braden's gonna hate me saying this, but he's played perfect. He has not made a mistake. I have not seen him
I think
make
the
a
team has
mistake,
played. The team has played perfect.
and that's
I don't think
that's-
he's had to make a decision to put them in harm's way yet.
I think that's scary.
It's scary because he hasn't done it yet, and now we're in the playoffs.
Playoffs,
Right.
anything can fucking happen.
What if he just doesn't do it? I mean, they've scored 33, 35, 21, 37, 37, 38 points all
10
under
straight.
him.
10 straight.
I'm just saying, he hasn't made a mistake, and that's scary to me.
So that makes them my
Because-
dark horse. Dark horse.
you're
They're the 2
expecting
seed
them to
though. I think they're
Everyone's
Probably, like,
sleeping on him still.
plus 250 to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, perfect. My dark horse.
They definitely beat the Seahawks.
Because I'm not going to give you the Ravens because they suck poo. Jaguars poo. Chargers are my team. Giants poo. Vikings are poo. I mean, some poo team might win it, but I think those teams are poo.
The last 7 years, a team from this weekend has won the Super Bowl.
Yes, exactly. So we will be seeing
Somebody
that again.
Chargers.
All right, nothing wrong with being average. Love you guys. Nothing wrong with being average. Nothing wrong with being average. Go Chargers,
Steelers.
baby.
Go Chargers.
Go Steelers.
Chenny, what team are you wearing again?
Go Steelers.
The Padres.
Go Chargers.
Go Steelers. Go
Steelers, go to bed.
Steelers didn't
Go
make the playoffs.
Steelers.
Go to bed.
One and done. One in barbecue. Jags. Jagging off. I'm jagging off right now. Jags. Let's go Jags. Jags.